Welcome to Ghana. Today I'm taking you to one of the famous castles in Osu. This castle was built back in the 16th, 17th by different European countries that came to promote the trade back here in Africa. So in this video, I'm going to show you the different history about the place. So stay tuned and watch up to the very end to understand the mission of this castle back then. I was wondering, the sun is coming from this side. So guys, you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Simple Gladys, and I'm here with
African Nyako, straight from Pakwacho.
You have to put back our sound. We miss it on our channel. So guys, we have also our tour guide. Please can you shout out to my people on YouTube? Kinto, you have Kinto here. This is our guide around Accra, Ghana. You can also use him in case you are coming here and you come and have a very good experience here in Accra, Ghana. So guys, we are going to
Osu Castle.
Osu Castle. Okay, so guys, I don't want to tell you everything because that's why we are taking you with us, so you can see whatever we are doing today and see you in our location. And guys, appreciate. First, let me show them how I look like. Yeah, guys, this is how we look like. It's a Sunday, so we are looking like typical African women. Of course, I'm smart for the day, and also we are.
Of course. Why are you saying of course?
Of course, I'm smart, and we are twinning together.
Twin.
Where have you been?
Nobody knows just like I do.
Okay, guys, see you where we are going at the castle. Guys, you can see how calm the street is. The street is so calm, you barely see anyone. If you're seeing anyone, it means they're either from church or I don't know. Everyone is from church or just moving or going somewhere. People honor Sunday so much. I think there's the bigger percentage of people living in Ghana are Christians. Yeah, that's what I was told. Like roughly 80%. And they respect, Ugandans, our biggest percentage is we are Christians, but on Sundays you will never find our Kampala as this calm, never. It's always crowded with people doing business, people are still moving. I don't think we go to church this much. Like, I'll show you guys that everyone is from church. And you know what time is it? It is already 2 p.m. So you can imagine. My biggest problem is I don't know how to chew on camera. I can be chewing like a typical villager. So guys, look at how short this traffic. The traffic lights are so short like that. See this one? Someone can even remove the lights. Okay. So we are moving through the streets. This place is called Osu. Is it Osu? Sorry.
Thank you.
No, they have seen something that we know. They have seen KFC here. So this street is called Osu. They told me it's one of the busiest streets in the night. So the nightlife, guys, when you come to Ghana to visit, this is the place you can come to for nightlife. I don't know where the clubs are, but they told me this is the place. So I'm not a very good night person. For us, we move in the day. In the night, you're sleeping. Oh, okay. Guys, look at how fast our guy is moving. He is not used to walking slowly like us. So for us, he walks slowly, so much slow. And for him, he's very fit. For us, we are so unfit. By the time we spend like 1 week in Ghana, we are going to become fit, because I feel like people here love to move a lot. They love to walk so much. What makes us lazy in Uganda is the borders. The border guys can come and pick you. The most people call it the bike guys. They can pick you from your front, in front of your door, and even bring you back. So we don't move all the time. We are very lazy now. We are very physically unfit because of the nature of the means of transport we have in Uganda. Okay. This is coconut, but now I want the coconut seed, not the water. I took this yesterday, so I don't think I want it again. Oh my goodness. What I love here most are the prints. African prints are really very beautiful. I'll check them out later. Guys, I told you how I love the African prints. Look at how beautiful this place. The prints look really amazing. Here is now for the shawarma lovers. Hello. How much do they sell those the Ghana jersey and?
I think it's range from 100
Okay. Depending on the quality? Depending on the quality?
to 100. Yeah, depending on the quality.
Oh,
You
okay.
also get smokes.
What the?
The smokes.
More faster.
It's one of the Ghanaian traditional outfits.
Okay.
Yeah.
How expensive is it? I would want one.
The man in the blue.
But not. We're still waiting for the bus. The public means. My goodness, it is hot. Look at the way I'm sweating. You said this place is called Osu? So we're already now driving, going to where we're supposed to go. We walked for some good minutes, like close to 20 minutes walk. And that's why I'm right now sweating. This place you need to be safe, you need to be fit. Next time when you're planning to come to Ghana, we shall work on our fitness level, because we don't have borders. Borders around that make us lazy.
Yeah, we have to start walking.
We have to start walking actually. Walking is good because the way we are so unfit here. Oh my goodness, it's so unhealthy. One is 25 cedis, around $3. Yeah? Or 2 point something.
Almost. Okay, 2.5.
In Uganda shilling, that is
Almost 10.
10k. That is so expensive. Even if you go to a bougie place, it's 5. It's 5,000. Things here are expensive. Well, you have to monitor your spending, because you find yourself. You stop for the remaining days and only wait for your flight back wherever you came from. BMG will give us the real Dogu's wife.
You did not close your door.
Forgot. Right. I eat so badly, so I'm scared of guys who are seeing me eat. Wow, this place looks so white. Every place.
He doesn't know if they will allow us, but we should go and inquire.
They might not allow us.
Yes, welcome to the castle. At first we were stopped from recording, but after paying for entry was for foreigners was 60 Ghana cedis, and if you're not a foreigner, you are going to pay I think 20 Ghana cedis. So at this point, they were introducing us, giving us an introduction of this castle, which was one of the slave trade centers here in Ghana.
This is the castle. I'm trying to explain a lot of things about it, but may just need the summary of this place. I'll just give you guys a summary after listening to whatever they're going to say, because it's quite too much and I can't tell you everything. You guys will not come if I tell you guys everything that is happening here. So we are entering.
So the male slaves were being kept here. 60 of them were kept in this room. Another 60 set was also being kept in there. They separated the stronger ones from the weaker ones. So the stronger ones were being kept here, 60 of them, with chains and shackles joined to each other. 10 of them was put into one unit of shackles. Another 60 was also being kept here. Their food was brought from here. This is where the slave food was being brought from, on the floor. And they were being fed once in a day. So when they eat, they have to wait the following day. So over here, this happens to be their source of ventilation. This is where air comes in the dungeon. And the floor used to be very sandy and rough. So the gutter at the back section there, that was where the slaves, they cuckoo, the mommy, they speak, they do all their other stuff in the gutter over there. And the floor used to be very sandy and rough. So whilst they were here, they were in chains and shackles. Few of them also died here in the dungeon. Now, due to their number in the dungeon, some of them were being infected with diseases. Skin diseases, for instance, the chickenpox affected some of the slaves. And when a slave is being infected with chickenpox, one of the means of treating the slave was to match the slave outside and dry it under the sun. They would dry the slave under the sun for a couple of hours. Then they later return the slave back into the dungeon. Few of them also died in the dungeon. Now, when a slave died in the dungeon, what they do is that they only put their corpse in a sack. They added cannonballs to the sack to make it heavier. Then they threw them into the sea. So this is where they kept the male slaves. Let's go and have a look at the female dungeon. Where the female slaves are.
As it's with soft hearts, you feel like crying. It's so painful. So we are from the male dungeon. Now we are going to the female. This is where now the female slaves were kept. Guys, let's go and see how it looks like, if the female was covered or not.
30 was kept here. 30 was also kept in the other room, making 60 of the female. And sometimes also the guards and the officials who were here, sometimes they do take advantage of the women. They will come and select the female slaves from the dungeon, will bring them out, cleanse them, bath them, and force them into sex. They rape them. After which they return them back to the dungeon. Now, in this castle, when a slave is pregnant, people were being employed here to take care of female pregnant slaves. their responsibility as midwives was to take care of the slave until the slave delivers the baby. Allow the slave to breastfeed the baby for some couple of months, and later return the slave back again into the dungeon.
And the baby?
The baby was being taken away. It tends to become slave children, and they also work in the homes of the plantation owners. A few of them also died due to the condition the mothers. They were not being taken care of. Yes, so few of them also got diseases, infections, and died. And during the pregnancy period also, they're not being taken much care of. So during delivery, few of them also died. So this is where they kept the African slaves, the female ones. Yes, they were gotten out of the activities of slave raiders. Earlier part, when they began the slave trading, many of the slaves were war captives. When they go to war between the locals, they capture those who lose the battles and bring them here to exchange them for gunpowders. But later part, the war's minimal, so they tend to engage in activities of raiders. They do raid communities. They can come and capture all of you in the community, abandon the old women, the men, and the children. Then they'll capture the women and the men and come and sell them out over here in the market center. Yes, so this is where they kept the female African slaves. So let's come. Let's have a look at this.
Can you have a short look at inside?
No.
Yeah, you just stand there. And
Yeah,
have a look inside.
yeah. What you want to just show them a bit. So this is where the female what? Then the slaves were kept.
This could hold about 10,000 gallons of clean water. So this is where the slaves were gotten their drinking water. And the water used to perform their chores in this castle. This is where they got their water. But later, when the British bought the castle in 850, they realized their governors were dying here out of malaria infection. Since stagnant water was being kept here, this became mosquitoes breeding the ground. So the British decided to drain the water system and build this structure in the form of a crown on top of this and stop using it by the British. But initially, the water system was accessible. You just get straight here and get your water out. But they decided to drain everything out and build the structure in the form of a crown on top, and they stopped using this by the British. So Karl Eggman, the Danish governor who built this also, was being offered the princess of Osu to get married to. Yeah, so we have descendants of this very Karl Eggman in the Osu community. Names like Eggman, Bannerman, Vanderpoy, Karl, Wolf, Utrecht, many of these people, you could trace their roots to the Danish tribe. Many of them were merchants that came here to trade. And during that time of trading also in this castle, one of the privileges attached to merchants was that it is allowed for their wives to represent them in trading, as well as their children. You have the kings also here, so let them also have a feel of the...
Wow.
Where are you coming from?
Uganda.
Oh, okay. We are twins, eh? Okay.
No, I'm mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One and lying is 1 and 2.
What's wrong with you? I feel so important having a daughter who is 16.
I said 16.
So you're not old? No, not my daughter. We are one of the few Ugandans to have seen the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, both Atlantic and Indian.
What's a confidence booster? Bling, bling, bling.
So those people have a swimming pool. The slave masters. Imagine.
Yes. So previously the church was bigger than this. So when you look outside from that section, you see the pillars of the church in those walls. The church initially extended to all those areas. It was later the Danish took over their castle and decided to reduce the size of the church. That was in 1683. So this church was called Saint Francis Xavier Catholic Church. It was named after one of renowned priests in the Catholic Church, Saint Francis Xavier. Now, this portrait here happens to be our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He was a prime minister after independence. But after 3 years, he took over as the president of Ghana on the 1st of July, 1960. Later, he was overthrown from government by some military, from police and elite. That was in 1966, the 4th of February. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown. Now, he died in 1972 in Romania. This portrait also happens to be the only Ghanaian that ever governed in this castle as the governor. His name was Asemeni. Asemeni from Akwamufi in the eastern region of Ghana. Asemeni used to work here for the Danish as a cook. And when he was doing his job as a cook, Asemeni was doing a spy work. He was looking into the loopholes of the castle, places he can easily use to attack the Danish over here. So doing spy for some time, he went to his hometown and narrated to his uncle, who happens to be the chief of Akwamufi, all the activities the Danish were engaging in this castle. So with the mindset of taking over the castle from the Danish, Asemeni was being given 80 of their soldiers. They accompanied Asemeni to this castle, disguised themselves pretending to be traders. During that time of trading in this castle, if you are in this castle to buy gun, initially they will hand over the guns to you, the buyer, to test before you make payment. And Asemeni was aware of that. So when the guns were given to them, they were having hidden gunpowders in their clothes. They quickly set up the guns and used them against the Danish here. That was in the year 1693. Asemeni and his people defeated the Danes over here and took over the castle from them. So the governor at that time was a very young governor. A governor by name Nicholas Johnson was chased by Asemeni, and the governor had to jump into the sea from the back window. So he jumped into the sea, got his left arm broken, but managed to swim from here to Osu Fort, Jamestown. So Asemeni now declared himself the governor and took over the marketing administration of this castle. So he governed for 1 year, 1693 to 1694. Then the Danish also arrived at the shores with their soldiers to attack, to take over their castle back. But Asemeni thought of it wise, approached them, negotiated with them, and they paid him 50 marks of gold. Then he handed over the castle back again to the Danish, after he took 50 marks of gold from the Danish. So when Asemeni was leaving, he took away the original keys of the castle to his hometown. So the Danish had to change all the locks in this castle. About 26 bunch of keys Asemeni took away to Akwamufi. So as I speak now, the original keys of this castle is now in Akwamufi, the Paramount Chief Palace. They also preserve the keys in the box and show to visitors who come around the palace boxes. So this is the portrait of Asemeni, the only Ghanaian that ever governed in this castle. Now, during the time when Asemeni was a governor, he also traded in the slaves. Yes, even though he was an African, a Ghanaian, he also did the same thing the Danish governors were doing. Why? Because during those days, it wasn't of national interest. We were having tribes and kingdoms. So everyone was fighting for his kingdom's sake, just to increase their own jurisdiction. So Asemeni was also standing in for the Akwamus. Yes, so he also traded in the slaves before he sold the castle back again to the Danish. So the new items in the church here, there's the pews, the drums, the glass shelves, and the chairs over here together with the cross. All these items were brought in by our former president, Professor Mills, the late, who decided to use the chapel to fellowship. This became a prayer room when he became the president of Ghana in 2009. This was where he was having his prayers. So prominent men of God who joined him here for prayers before he died in 2012. So we decided to remove the tiles. We used to have tiles all over. You see the tiles here? We removed them. According to UNESCO Ghana, the floor needs to be bare. You need to see the original floor of the church by visitors. That is why you see the floor in this mode. So previously we used to have tiles all over this place. So this is the church built by the Portuguese.
So we are now going to the place of no return. I don't know. They're going to explain more to it when we reach on the ground. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is.
Oh, once you reach Lagoon, Kalas, USA.
So here is the exit place for the slaves. Once you come here, it means you're not going back now. They're already taking you either to US or to UK, wherever. So if you come out of that, oh my goodness, I don't know, but this is getting me emotional somehow. I feel so bad. Okay, I feel so bad. Hey.
The last time they will step their feet on an African soil. From here they load them into the canoe. The canoe transport them to where the bigger ship, the slave ship, is docked, about 200 meters far away on the sea. Some of the slaves committed suicide by jumping into the water. But because they were in shackles, joined together, if one person jumps, it pulls the rest along. So a few of them got drawn and died right here. And those that are able to make it to the ship, they were being taken to the Danish West Indies, currently known as the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. John, St. Thomas, and St. Croix, where they were having their plantation. The Americans purchased the island from the Danish in the year 1917 on the 31st of March at an amount of 25
Yes, so this is the brief history of the castle.
So we call this door.
I couldn't show some of the parts because it was quite sensitive. And if you love the video, if you like it, you can share it to others. And please make efforts to visit Ghana and experience this amazing historical site and get to know more about it.
The year 1998, and we saw the return of 2 slaves. Their remains were brought back to Ghana. Lady Crystal